we're going to go down and document 4, 5, and 6. And I did mark each of them. I need to come out and get the weeds from in front. I need to knock those down. I don't run the mower back here because they don't like that. I'll try to keep the weeds either trampled or pulled or cut. Someday I'm going to get a nice scythe that I can come in here and just cut it down. But right now I'm having to use different methods. Just by observing while he's over there getting another box to bring over or putting some more fuel in the smoker, you can see 4, 5, and 6. Clearly 5 is more active on the front. 6 is the newest hive. That's the newest nuke that we installed. So it'll be interesting to see how that translates inside the hive.
Are we getting into the bottom box?
It depends on what the top box looks like.
Wow.
Okay, so here's the problem. Here's a problem with not having all 10 frames in your hive. They start to fill in those spaces, so we're going to remove that, correct?
Yep.
Or just, there you go. We do have extra frames, so we'll fill that space in.
Full honey, but not capped. Honey.
More uncapped honey, just wet honey.
Nectar.
Or nectar. Whatever.
Honey.
Now this is honey. That's uncapped honey and some capped honey. Same thing it looks like. That whole side is capped.
It's very golden.
It's a little darker than last year, huh?
There are all these bees in here measuring out how to build. I think if we do get honey this year, it's going to be a lot compared to last.
I haven't, bless you, I haven't been too concerned about honey production from my own perspective, just because I want to make sure we establish our apiary and we have some nice hives. We got brood on the bottom of this one. Where?
On the bottom. On your side. There's capped brood, middle, bottom.
Okay, well, it doesn't look that much different than the capped honey at the top.
Do you see it now, though?
Yeah, but it's a little hard for me to see. Sadly, when I get up close, I need to take my glasses off. Yeah, now that looks like, is that brood or is that? I don't know. Is it? Because it looks like
There's
honey
brood on
too.
this side too.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, it is brood. You can kind of look into the side of the cell where it's softer. You can see it's a whitish color.
Oh.
Hey, look at that. Looks like a drone larva fell out. So just seeing this brood.
There's a larva that came out and fell on top of the frame in there. That was probably one from on the bottom when you pulled it out.
Since we're running out of time, and being that that is a solid pattern on a top box frame, I don't feel the need to go into the bottom box. I'm just gonna put the top box on, a new box on, and close it up and go to the next hive.
Good plan. Go ahead and put one of those extra frames in there, and we'll go get a frame from. Yeah, scoot it tight. We're gonna finally make this one right and put that 10th frame. This hive is much more gentle. It's amazing the difference.
Really didn't even need smoke really. I am gonna smoke because there's all these bees in there.
Yeah, a little smoke hopefully to drive them down so we're not hurting them so much when we put this last frame in there. Okay.
Wow. Oh, this already has 10 frames.
And they look kind of full from here.
All kind of. This one's all honey too, by the way. I just could tell by looking inside.
That's a lot of honey on that one. It does have some brood on the bottom, right?
Yes, both sides.
Both sides, a little bit of brood on, which means when we talk about brood being on the bottom, what's going on is that that queen is building a nest down here that's kind of in a round shape, and that round shape is coming up into that second box. So what we suspect, what we hope is happening is that brood, the brood chamber, is getting bigger and bigger and going up into that second box, so that when we add another box on top, they use that to store honey, and they start using the bottom and middle box as a place to just raise baby bees.
Brood in the top box.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice amount of brood. Now the brood pattern, because it is a round pattern, will typically be more in the middle than it is on the outsides. So as we start inspecting the frames in the middle, we should be seeing more brood farther up. Now is that a mix of, oh, that's capped brood there, right?
It's flatter than the honey.
Okay. So yeah, so that brood pattern is getting bigger.
So again, I don't feel the need to look in the bottom box.
We're running out of time, and the pattern looks good. There's no need to continue disturbing. If that queen's down in that lower box laying her eggs, we don't need to ruin her night.
I still love the way the new comb looks as it's being built. It's very white. Actually, this isn't even a good example. Actually, that's the best example. But
Yeah, fresh new comb
it's white.
is this very, very pale yellow, whitish.
And it turns yellow from all the... From what I know, it turns yellow from all the bees walking across it with pollen on their legs.
That's probably true. And it just keeps getting darker and darker and darker over time.
Even the bee entrance turns yellow from pollen falling.
Yeah, you can see the bee entrance, that kind of brownish yellow pattern. That's because of all that pollen that they're bringing in gets rubbed off of their body and falls, rubs up against that wood or falls down in that wire mesh, and we end up with a lot of pollen coloring things. There's a lot of bees that have that gray patch on their back, and I'm wondering if that's just like gray hair from old age.
And again,
And our newest hive, hive number 6.
wow, I think they might need a new box too.
Well, that's encouraging to see that they are filling up their food source. This is the only one that has an internal food source. Looks like it's got a little bit left in the bottom.
Yeah.
And they are building all the way out to the edge.
Yep, that's honey.
You're not going to open it?
I'm gonna pull this one out.
What about that feeder? You just pull the feeder out. And that's the frame feeder. You can see how it kind of takes up the space of a frame.
About a frame and a half. Right?
About a frame and a half, actually, yeah, because we can only fit 8 frames in here.
So they've built about a frame full. And that's solid.
Now that's one of the original 5 from the nuke, so it
Yeah.
should be solid.
No, I mean solid solid brood. Not as much as that, but plenty of brood.
Okay.
I kind of want to say, since all these bees are getting honey and they're filling up, they're building comb, I don't feel like they need fed, because obviously there's somewhere out here with food and honey.
You're probably right.
So
And they're clearly building new comb.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put the feeder back in, and not. Should go and put a box on. They still have 2 frames left. I should probably put a box on, shouldn't I?
What about the outside of this one? How's it
There's
look?
nothing on the outside.
Okay, I think we can probably let it go another week or another few days.
I need to bring out a deep
2 deep frames.
2.
Yeah, because there's only 8 in there.
Oh, there is. Alright.
So the next time we come out, we'll bring 2 deep frames, probably replace that frame feeder and not add a box, and then another week after that. So this frame is probably a week and a half to 2 weeks away from getting a second box. You feel good about it?
I do. I'm pretty good about it. Thanks for watching this episode, Golden Sun Beekeeper. If you have any insight on what I should have and should not have done, please comment below. And I hope to see you next time.